Hello, Klein team. My name is Brandy, and I'm one of the training specialists with ClearTouch. I will be your designated trainer in Klein ISD for the upcoming school year. That means that I'll be on your campus and in your classroom, helping you to learn how to use your panel and the ClearTouch solutions best for your instruction. This video will be an introduction to ClearTouch and an overview of the Snowflake program. It's best to watch this video on your laptop so that you can follow along on the panel and have a chance to practice. If you were able to attend one of the summer PD sessions, then this video will be like a refresher for you. If you were unable to attend, don't worry. After watching this video, you'll be feeling more confident about how to use your ClearTouch panel.
Connect your keyboard using the dongle in the back.
Your panel has two sides, an Android side and a PC side. For the first part of this video, we're going to start on the Android side. We're going to locate the Android overlay on the left or right side of your panel. You're going to touch this arrow, touch the very last purple button, and this will bring up our general settings menu. From here, we can touch Android and switch to the Android side. If you see a screen that looks like this, then you're in the right spot. Let's get started.
First, we'll locate the power button on the bottom right corner of your panel. Your panel has 3 power modes: on, off, and sleep. Press this button once to put your panel to sleep. Touch your screen to wake your panel back up. Hold down the power button to turn the panel off. You have 10 seconds to decide whether to shut down or leave it on. The light will be white when your panel is on, red when your panel is off, and blinking red and white when asleep. Pause this video and practice putting your panel to sleep or shutting it down. Next, we'll talk about the panel's touchscreen. Each panel comes with 2 stylus located in your accessories box. They stick to the front of the panel in front of the white pen symbols. The panel uses infrared sensors around the bezel. You have up to 10 points of touch on the Android side and up to 20 points of touch on the PC side. Anything that gets in the way of the sensors is considered a touch, not just your fingers or stylus. Everything counts as a touch, so be careful not to hang anything on your panel that could get in the way of the sensors. Pause this video and practice using your fingers or stylus on the panel. Next, we'll talk about switching inputs. Your panel has multiple inputs. To switch between your inputs, you use the General Settings menu found on the Android Overlay menu on the left or right side of your panel. Touch the arrow, select the purple Settings button at the bottom, and your General Settings menu will appear with your active and inactive inputs. Touch an active input indicated by a blue dot to switch to that input. The other way to pull up the General Settings menu is using the swipe up method. Locate the ClearTouch symbol in the bottom center of your panel. Start in the black area right above this symbol and swipe up with one finger, and your General Settings menu will appear. Practice using the Android Overlay menu or the swipe up method to switch between your active inputs. Your General Settings menu is also where you control the volume and brightness of your panel. Because anything can count as a touch, it is best to use an inactive input or one without a blue dot when cleaning your panel. Using an inactive input makes it easier to see spots and won't interrupt what you're doing. A microfiber cloth is the best way to clean your panel screen of fingerprints. If you must use a liquid cleaner, make sure it is approved by your district and always spray the cleaner on the cloth and never the panel. Access your General Settings menu using the Android Overlay menu or the swipe up method. Switch to an inactive input and practice cleaning your panel. Make sure to switch back to the Android input when you're done. The Note app found on the Android side of your panel is a whiteboarding app with really cool themes. Touch additional apps in the bottom right corner to access all apps available. Within the Note app, you can write as if you were using a whiteboard. If you select Menu, then Themes, you can pull up a menu with templates and backgrounds. You can change your background color and pull in different templates to annotate on top of. This app is great for music or physical education teachers or coaches. Write using your finger or stylus and erase using a flat palm. You are able to pin this app to your Android home screen by hard pressing and choosing its location. Remove the app by hard pressing and dragging up to the word Remove at the top of the screen. Pause this video and play around with the Note app. Practice adding any of the apps to your Android home screen. Next, we'll talk about another whiteboarding app that you can use on the Android or PC side. Chorus is another way of accessing a whiteboard. There is Chorus on the Android side and Chorus on the PC side in a program called Snowflake that we talk about later in the video. Chorus can be found on the Android home screen or on the Android overlay menu. There is a dock on the bottom where you'll access all your tools and a navigation bar on the right side to navigate between pages or delete unwanted pages. The pen and paint tool have a range of colors to choose from. You can erase annotations using the eraser tool or a flat palm against the screen. There is a shape predictor tool which turns circles, triangles, and rectangles only into shapes. They start as drawings but turn into shapes. The laser tool is great for drawing attention to something. It will blink 5 times and then disappear. Shapes cannot be erased with your flat palm. To delete your shapes, use the selector or crosshairs tool found on the bottom toolbar. Select the shape and an additional menu will appear below. You can duplicate, change the orientation, lock it in place, or select the trash can to delete. There are additional tools under the Up menu. You can change your background color and add a grid to your page. Add text using your wireless keyboard or the on-screen keyboard. This must be selected and deleted like shapes. Add stamps to your page and erase with a flat palm. There are multiple math tools available, such as a ruler, protractor, compass, calculator, and more. These tools can be moved around your page and locked in place while using. You can change the size of your compass. Select the X to remove these tools from your page. The Up menu is also how you add shapes and lines to your page. You can choose the fill, outline color, and the size. To remove, you select the shape and delete. Use the hide and reveal to cover all or parts of your screen. Pause this video and practice using the different tools in Chorus. If you like this version of Chorus, you'll like the version we look at on the PC side even more. Let's go back to the Android home screen and learn about additional tools available to you. First is the annotation tool. This tool can be found on the Android overlay menu. With this tool, you can annotate over any screen, whether on the Android or PC side of the panel. Select Spread, then Settings to access your color choices. You can choose up to 4 colors at once for your pen and highlighter. Then select the pen and highlighter to cycle through these colors. Multiple people can write at once, but they must use the same color. You can erase part of your annotations with a flat palm or all your annotations by selecting Clean. Remember, this tool can be accessed on all inputs, even those that are inactive. But if you decide to save your annotations, they will save to the Android side of the panel. Pause the video and practice using the annotation tool. Swipe up and use it on the PC side or an inactive input, then switch back to Android. Another tool found on the Android overlay menu is the Freeze and Zoom tool. Once you select this tool, the panel takes a screenshot of what's currently displayed. A small menu with 4 buttons will appear. Use your hands or the small menu to zoom in and out of your screen. Move the image around and draw attention to certain parts. When this tool is open, you will not be able to access any other tool. To return to using your panel, select the X on the small menu. This tool, like the annotation tool, can be used on the Android or PC side of your panel. Pause the video and practice using this tool on the Android or PC side, and then switch back to Android, and we'll look at our next one, the Spotlight tool. The Spotlight tool, found on your Android overlay menu is a great way to draw attention to a specific part of your screen. Move the spotlight to different parts of your screen using your hand or stylus. Make the spotlight larger or smaller with a pinching motion. Use the gear button at the bottom of the screen to access an additional menu. You can choose between a rectangle or circle for your spotlight. Use the zoom feature to change the size and clarity to change how light or dark the space around the spotlight appears. You can access this tool on the Android and PC side of your panel. Pause the video and practice using this tool on the Android and PC side. The last tool to highlight is the countdown timer, found on the Android overlay menu. Change the time by swiping up and down on the hours, minutes, or seconds. Once you press start, you'll be able to make your timer large. You can make the timer full screen, minimize the full screen using the button in the bottom left corner. You can make the timer small by clicking out of the timer window. The small timer can be moved around the screen for your convenience. Touch this small timer to bring back up the medium-sized window. When the time is up, the timer will go off only once. Pause this video and practice using the timer on the Android and PC sides of the panel. For the second part of this video will be on the Android side of the panel. Swipe up or use the Android overlay menu to access the general settings and select PC. Log into your panel using the same credentials you use for your district laptop. We are now on the PC or computer side of the panel. We're going to open a program called Snowflake. If this program is not already on desktop, you can find it by selecting the Start menu or four blue squares. Select all apps in the top right corner of this menu. Scroll until you find a folder named NuiText Snowflake. Open this folder and find the NuiText Snowflake icon. Hard press this icon and drag it to your desktop. Don't double tap to open, as this may cause your panel to freeze if Snowflake opens multiple times. Best practice is to drag and pin the icon to your taskbar. Once it's on your taskbar, tap once and wait. Snowflake will open and we'll get started. Snowflake opens to the spindle. This is where all the apps for the program can be found. It's best to use multiple fingers when operating the spindle. The more fingers you use, the faster it spins. Pause this video and practice moving the spindle. Check out some of the apps available to you. You operate Snowflake using the corner Q menus found in the bottom left and right corner of the screen. You can open both menus at once. I want to highlight two buttons on the corner Q menu. First is the elementary button. Snowflake is available in two levels, elementary and secondary. Select this button to switch between the two. A prompt will appear and you can choose which level you would like to use. You can tell which level you're on by the change in background. You're able to switch back and forth as necessary. The next button I want to highlight on the corner Q menu is the desktop button. When you want to leave the Snowflake program, you use desktop and not exit. This will minimize the program, putting a small letter Q in the bottom center of your panel. Touch this Q, then back to pull the program back up. When you have an app open in the program, your corner Q menu will look slightly different. The top white menu is to operate the app you're in. The bottom black menu is to operate Snowflake. When you want to leave an app, select a corner Q, then close app. This will take you back to the spindle. Pause this video and practice switching between levels, minimizing the program and going in and out of the apps. In the first portion of the video, we looked at the Course app on the Android side of the panel. Now we will look at Course on the PC side. This version is similar to Course on the Android side, but with additional features and functions you'll enjoy. One of the additional features is the infinite page. To see how this works, draw something on your panel. Then use the up arrow on the bottom toolbar to change your background color and add a grid to your page. Once you've selected a color and grid, reach up and pinch your panel. You will see the page get smaller or larger. Swipe away from your drawing until you can no longer see it. On the right side of your panel, you can use the mini map to see where all of your annotations are at any time and jump to that part of the page. With the infinite page and mini map tools, you can never run out of space or get lost. Pause the video to play around with the infinite page and mini map. Stay in the Course app as there are more features I want to share. Another great feature of this version of course is the media browser. Select the icon that looks like a mountain and a sun. The media browser is how you can pull in content that you already have, such as presentations saved on your desktop, hard drive, or online drives. The content gallery has pre-populated graphics and templates that you can add to your page, such as notebook paper, KWL charts, or the periodic table of elements. You're able to annotate on top of the graphics, and your writings will stick when you move them around. You can also add YouTube videos to your page. Videos added through the media browser are ad-free with no comments and no suggestions. These videos can be made very small or large, or even flipped upside down. Use the full screen option to make your video large and in the center of your panel, then return it to your desired size. Last, you can do a full internet search in your media browser. This way, you can pull in royalty-free photos, add annotations to the photo, and then move them around as desired. Pause this video and practice using the media browser. Take a look at what's available in the content gallery, try adding a video from YouTube, and do a full internet search and add a picture. Now, let's take a look at zones. Zones make it possible to split your panel into multiple screens. You can access zones on the spindle or on the corner cube menu. Once selected, you can choose your configuration of 2, 4, or press the plus sign to see more options. Once split, each zone will function as its own panel, having its own set of corner cube menus. Zones are great for having multiple students at the panel at once. Zones can also be used to prepare your instruction. You can have all the apps you want to use open in a zone. Put one of the zones into full screen. At the top of the corner cube menu, you'll be able to see all the apps you have open. You can jump from app to app without having to close each one out. Here, I've opened an app in each of the 4 zones. I can move between these apps with ease. If I take one of the zones out of full screen mode, I'll go back to seeing all 4 screens. To go back to one zone, select one of the corner cubes, select zone, and choose the first zone with the home icon. Please note, all zones must be in either elementary or secondary mode. Pause the video and practice putting your panel into different zones. Open apps in each one and practice putting your zone into full screen and jumping between the apps. The last app I want to highlight is lesson activities. Lesson activities are how you can bring gamification into the classroom. When searching for a lesson activity, it's best to search first using the search bar, then utilize drop-down menus to narrow down your search. Even if you're searching for activities in another language, search in that language instead of changing the language using the drop-down menu to yield the best results. Once you find a lesson activity you like, you can click play. Some lesson activities start with a YouTube video. Press the X in the top right corner to close the video and play your lesson activity. When you click play on any lesson activity, Snowflake makes a copy of the lesson activity for you. All of the activities you click play on are stored under My Lesson Activities. From here, you can select the 3 dots and choose to edit your activity. You're able to make any edits or changes to meet the needs of your instruction. Change the type of lesson activity, font type, size, or color. Rearrange the order of the questions. It's your copy and you can make any changes you want. The small window on the edit screen is a fully playable version of the activity, so you can see your changes as they're made. All changes are automatically saved. To return to the community search page, select the corner cube menu, then Lesson Activities Home from the top right menu. Please note, if your panel is in elementary mode, your lesson activities will also be in elementary mode, and the same applies for secondary. Pause the video to find a lesson activity you can use in your classroom. Practice editing your lesson activity at the panel, but don't worry, I'll show you where you can edit lesson activities from the comfort of your desk. Snowflake.live is the online version of the Snowflake program with access to lesson activities. You'll access this webpage by logging onto your Klein dashboard. Scroll to the bottom or search for Snowflake to bring up the app. Click on the app and you'll be redirected to the Snowflake.live webpage. Sign in. Navigation for activities on the webpage is across the top, but the same rules apply here. Search using the search bar first, then utilize drop-down menus. Remember, any activity you click to play on will be found under My Lesson Activities. Once you're logged into the lesson activities on the panel, it will sync with your online version here. You are able to play an activity online just like on the panel. You can edit your lesson activities using this online version. The edit screen looks similar to the one we saw on the panel. Again, it's your lesson activity, so you can make any changes you like. A general rule of thumb is that it is much easier to find a lesson activity you like, even if it's not your content area, grade level, or even your language. Click play and then edit it to meet the needs of your classroom and instruction, then to create your own brand new lesson activity. You are able to share lesson activities with other teachers, but it must first be shared to the Snowflake community. The best way for someone to be able to find your lesson activity is to stick a keyword in the title, such as Klein ISD. You are also able to send these lesson activities to students. Students can access lesson activities through any internet-enabled device. They will log in the same way teachers do by going through the dashboard. Your classes have been rostered for you. Certain lesson activities are gradable, so you can choose to use the activity as an assessment. Set the parameters for what does or does not meet expectations. Choose to send it to your entire class or specific students. You can review student progress by clicking Review Progress under Class at the top. Pause the video and play around with the Snowflake.live webpage. We've reached the end of this video, but before we go, I want to sign you up for the ClearTouch experience. Use your phone to scan the QR code on screen. You can choose the email of your choice and a password you'll remember. A URL link will be sent to this email. Bookmark the link on your laptop for easy access to the experience. You can access the experience through any internet-enabled device. The ClearTouch Experience is a social media community or forum created by the ClearTouch training specialists. This is a great resource for in-the-moment support. Locate the ClearTouch Academy by scrolling down on the left toolbar. In the Academy, you will find all ClearTouch related topics, such as Snowflake, lesson activities, or Snowflake.live. Within each topic, there are lessons, and each lesson has a 1 to 2 minute video or a PDF document you can review. If you need help with something or want to learn about something new on your own, this is where you'll come. You are able to search the Academy for what you need, and you don't have to go in order when reviewing the lessons. I suggest reviewing panel basics to get you started. As your trainer, I will be available to you, but when I'm not, the ClearTouch experience is your next best option. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you're feeling a little bit better about using your ClearTouch panel.